It's interesting how days of the week got their names. We chose three of them, I guess, from the Roman system: Saturday, Saturn's day; Sunday, day of the sun; Monday, day of the moon. And then the rest of them, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, will come from Norse gods. And the most well-known ones, I guess, are Wednesday, which is named after Woden or Odin, the chief Norse god, and of course Thursday, named after Thor, god of thunder, and so on and so forth. What's that got to do with today's writing? Well, nothing really, but I just thought I would bring it up. Hope you're having a good Sunday, or whatever day it turns out to be. Reverend Lisa brought it up this morning at the service when she was talking about when you watch this, and she meant the service on YouTube, because when you watch it on YouTube, the music is missing. Why? Because YouTube's got its rules and it won't let you play music on there unless A, it's definitely your own and you can prove it, or B, you can show where you got the license from. And since most religious places are fairly small, I know there's mega churches, but most of them are fairly small and they can't afford to pay silly licenses to publish lots of different music, then typically we cut the music out when we put our service onto YouTube. So if you've ever watched us on YouTube, that's Creative Life Spiritual Center. Instead of on Facebook, if you've ever watched it on YouTube, then you'll know the music's missing. And the reason is because Reverend Lisa takes it out before it goes up there. Reverend Lisa is my colleague. She's one of the other two assistant ministers, and she's the one who appears every morning on about 9:15 a.m. I'm the other assistant minister. I appear about 5 o'clock in the evening Central Time. Reverend Dr. Jesse Jennings is our senior minister, and we have a staff minister, Reverend Katie Ross Brigatti, who right now is up in the Northeast, but she's really a California girl. So, and then who knows, we may have some more in the near future. We'll see how that goes. But the bottom line is that we're here to serve you. We have practitioners. Practitioners are people whose job it is they're trained to pray for other people. That's their job. It's not their full-time. Well, some of them it is their full-time job, but 90% of them it's not. It's what they do just as a service. And this morning, every Sunday morning, if you need prayer, you can get it whether you're online, watching the service live on YouTube, on Facebook, or whether you're actually physically present in our spiritual center in Spring, Texas. You can get prayer. We call it treatment. You can get prayer. This morning, I went in and I asked for prayer. I've had this skin issue, which has recurred somewhat. It's nowhere near as bad as it was, but I went in and I've asked for prayer for it because I'd like it to go away. I've been praying for it myself, and I like some more help. So I went to ask our practitioner of the day, who's called Jim Cantor, and he prayed for me. He goes in the special room, and for whoever the practitioner of the day is, it varies every week. So that's just kind of a brief run through of what kind of goes on at our center, in addition to the talk by Reverend Jesse Jennings today, which was about basics of science of mind. If you want to know about basics of science of mind, this is the month to tune in. This is the day to start. If you missed the service, go look at it. What else? Well, that's about it for now. So let's get on with the reading. The reading today is called Celebrate Your Responsibility, and the first quote is from Adrienne Marie Brown from We Will Not Cancel Us, and she is, well, according to Wikipedia, she was born Adrienne Marie Brown, and she often styles it lowercase. I don't know why she does that. And she's 46 years old, right? Something in that region. She is from El Paso, Texas. I may be there at the end of this month, actually, to a conference. I don't know yet. And she is the executive director. She was the executive director of the Ruckus Society, and she is a writer. She's described by others as a Black feminist, and basically she is for moving forward in life and forgetting all of our prejudices, but taking responsibility for for what we do ourselves. We all have work to do, and our work is in the light. Positive side of life. We all have work to do, our work is in the light. Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind textbook says, ignorance stays with us until the day of enlightenment, until our vision towards the spirit broadens and casts out the image of a no longer useful littleness. So we don't need to make ourselves look smaller. Don't need to brag either. So he's saying balance. And this is from Rev Kelly, who says, we all have work to do. None of us made it into adulthood unscathed. True. As difficult as being an adult proves at times, understand it is a gift to be alive and here. Right now, that is, right? We're all here to heal. Why? Because we've had a lot of things in our lives that didn't work too well. Usually, we require conflict so we can see our wounds. And she says usually, right? She doesn't say it's absolutely got to happen. Usually, we require conflict so we can see our wounds. And as painful as it is, this is how we become aware of our disconnect from our oneness with Source, our disconnect with one, with life, with love, with reality. We're all here, alive on this planet in 2025, to do whatever healing is ours to do. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to others to do the work. Within the struggle to heal is where the healing takes place. We gain wisdom in the struggle, allowing ourselves to become compassionate toward others. The struggle deepens our consciousness as we embody the paradox of light and darkness. Now, needs a little bit of unpacking, I think, at this stage before we carry on. Reverend Jesse was talking today again, and I've mentioned it umpteen times, about the fact that we need to do our spiritual work every day. We need to connect with Source. Even if that's only a few minutes of quiet time, we need to do it. And also, this helps. Readings like this help. Going to the service helps. Being with like-minded people. Attending the book studies that we put on, 2 book studies a week plus Philosophy Friday. So in other words, the struggle is valuable when we know how to work with the struggle. And how do we do that? By continually working on our spiritual selves. Because, and this is what she's saying, as beings of light, she's assuming that we're on the path of trying to be better individuals, if you like. We're responsible for shining and brightening our light for ourselves, but also for others. We're responsible for how we respond to others. Notice she says respond and not react. We're responsible for our emotions and reactions. Well, I'll come. Okay. I would say we're not necessarily responsible for our emotions that come up. We're responsible for how we respond to our emotions. Because sometimes emotions just come up like this morning. One of our people is in pain because somebody that she's worked with in the music realm for years is on the last part of her journey on this earth. She's in hospice. And it came back to her. So she got all emotional. So I would frame it, we're responsible for how we respond to our emotions. Our emotions come up. You could argue that the way that we've led our life and everything and the way we've worked on ourselves will influence our emotions, but they come up anyway, no matter how hard you've worked on them. So we're responsible for how we respond to our emotions. And we're responsible for our connection with the divine, however you define that. And if you're not religious, then you're responsible for going into some quiet time and just allowing yourself to be. And if, like me, you believe that there's something greater than us with which we can connect, then you're responsible for your connection to that. Owning your state of being leads to freedom. You could summarize that with that statement that we've often said. Thank you very much. I have no complaint whatsoever. When things come up, you will feel empowered when you own every decision you made and every action you took that brought you to this exact place in time and space. In other words, when you don't blame somebody else for it, you don't have to accept the fact that that's with me for life. You can let it go. Yes, you're responsible for it, but you can also let it go. Owning it tells the universe, grand of all beings, spirit, the all, God, that others will not dictate your life, that you are the one in power. Yes, you are responsible for how you live your life. You're also responsible for how you let others live their lives. It's not your job to live their life for them. This is my adding on here, but I guess you can tell that. You consciously created your existence. I'm going to read this and I'm going to come back to it. You consciously created your existence and got yourself to where you are right now through your decisions. From this point forward, you choose where to go next. You created your existence in the sense that you created your experience of your existence, but you didn't always do it consciously. At some stage in the past, yes, but not always so, because when we're small, we're impressionable and we take in things and we take them into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is often the driving force. So we're not always consciously creating our experiences. That's why we tell people to do their work, do their spiritual work. That's why we tell people to meditate. That's why we tell people to have some quiet time and also to reflect. Journaling, which I don't do, I admit, is a good way to do this. But what it does, it allows you to see what's going on in your life, and it allows you to make changes, because we are often driven by our subconscious mind. From this point forward, you choose where to go next. Yes, you start now at this point where you are by consciously being aware. And as you become more consciously aware and become more aware of what's going on inside of you, you are able to see the subconscious stuff going on, and you're able to correct it, and you're able to let go of what you don't want and replace it with what is good. So this is where she and I would probably diverge in the way that we explain it. I'm sure that deep down this is what she's saying, but somehow it doesn't always come across that way. But yes, you're responsible for how you respond and react. And the way you do it is by consciously starting from this moment on, if you've not been doing it, is to start doing some, quote, spiritual work on yourself. The affirmation, I celebrate my life. Yes, I do. I celebrate my life. I powerfully take ownership of the results in my life. I powerfully take ownership of the results in my life. 100%. But I don't beat myself up about it. I admit, I own what's gone on in the past. I own what's going on now. And then I'll do something about it. And I don't fret about it. I don't worry about it. I claim ownership of it and I let it go. And if I need to make up to people what I've done, then I do that. Lisa, we'll be on, as I mentioned, about 9:15 tomorrow morning. God willing, and a fair wind, I'll be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock-ish. And if I've been a bit harsh on our writer this month for today's reading, well, not really. I'm just giving you my unpacking of it. And I seriously doubt that if we had a discussion that she'd be far from what I've just said now. That's me. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love yourselves. It's really important. And if you find it hard to do, reach out to a practitioner, a minister, somebody who knows what they're doing, and they can help you to get on that road to doing that. So, until next time.